Good afternoon, students. Welcome you again in the platform of Shahid Pramod Singh BSc B.Ed College, and we are taking a chemistry part 1, and we are going to discuss today Sommerfeld atomic model or extension of Bohr's atomic model. So, yesterday actually I have given a brief regarding this, and today we will discuss in details. So, Sommerfeld atomic model, this is the extension of Bohr's atomic model. So, certainly from this you can easily understand there was some limitation or shortcomings in the Bohr's atomic model, and that is why Mr. Sommerfeld introduced his atomic model called Sommerfeld atomic model. So, first of all I would like to tell you, so what is the basic things he has introduced in his atomic model. So, the main shortcomings in Bohr's atomic model were as follows. So, let us see what was the main shortcomings in the Bohr's atomic model. So, first shortcomings was Bohr's atomic model failed to account for the effect of magnetic field. Effect of magnetic field. Effect of magnetic field. What is the effect of atomic field? On the spectrum of atoms or ions, it was observed that when the source of magnetic field, each spectral line is splitted into number of fine structure lines having same wavelength. So, when magnetic field is applied on the source of any atoms, then it is splitting into number of fine lines, and this is known as Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect. So, in the Bohr's atomic model, there is no explanation regarding this. And second one was Bohr's atomic model explained that the nucleus is the center of a circle. If you take the center, if it is nucleus, then electrons revolves in circular path only. Circular path only. But due to these two shortcomings, Sommerfeld suggested something else. What he suggested? The first suggestion was, whenever magnetic field is applied on an atom, source of atom, it is splitting into number of fine structure lines having same wavelength, and the main conclusion was of Sommerfeld atomic model was कि the nucleus of any atom is not only circle, it is also an ellipse. So, basically electrons revolves in elliptical space, elliptical field, and circle is one of the case. Circle is one of the case. So you can take down the main highlights of Sommerfeld model. Highlights of Sommerfeld model. First one, according to Sommerfeld, according to this model, you can say this model, the path of an electron, the path of an electron around the nucleus, is in general an ellipse. Is general in ellipse, and the nucleus is one of its foci. So we know in ellipse there is two foci. If you draw the ellipse and circle, so what is the basic difference between them? You must know about it. See, this is circle having center. So radial distance between center and its circumference is always constant. But in ellipse, there is two axes, AB and CD. So AB is known as major axis and CD is known as minor axis, and there is two focus. So according to Sommerfeld model, the nucleus is situated one of these foci, here or here. At a time, nucleus cannot be at both places. That's why it is mentioned that the nucleus is one of its foci. So here there is nucleus, and the radius is always changes with respect to its nucleus. You can see, if this is R, so this will be R1, this will be R2, this will be R3. So with respect to this foci, the radial distance between electron and nucleus will always vary. So this is the first point. The second point is, पहला पॉइंट क्या था कि ये सर्कल नहीं है, ये इन जनरल एक इलिप्स है, और अगर इलिप्स है तो इसका जो न्यूक्लियस है वो इसके सेंटर पे रहेगा, और सेंटर कौन से सेंटर पे? एक फोकस पे रहेगा, दोनों फोकस पे नहीं रह सकता है। और इसका सेकेंड पॉइंट क्या था? व्हाट इज द सेकेंड पॉइंट? अब एक चीज मुझे बताइए, ये सर्कल है, अगर इसका सेंटर है तो r तो और विल कांस्टेंट रहेगा, r will be constant. So in circle there will be no radial momentum. In case of circle there will be no radial moment because there is no change in radius at any point. But there will be always the change of revolution angle. For example, this is a phi. So for this will be phi 1, phi 2. So angle of revolution will always be changes. That's why there will be angular momentum. Angular momentum. Why angular momentum will be there? Because there is always change in angle of revolution. So in case of circle there will be no radial momentum, but there is angular momentum. लेकिन समरफील्ड ने क्या बताया? ये इलिप्टिकल है. जब इलिप्टिकल है इसका मतलब है इसका रेडियस भी चेंज हो रहा है और एंगल ऑफ रिवॉल्यूशन भी चेंज हो रहा है. सो इन केस ऑफ इलिप्स there will be both radial as well as angular momentum. ये दोनों मोमेंटम वहां पे प्रेजेंट रहेगा. और ये सर्कल जो है ये वन ऑफ द केस ऑफ इलिप्स है. ये इलिप्स सर्कल में कब चेंज होगा? जब इसका मेजर एक्सिस और माइनर एक्सिस दोनों जब सेम हो जाएगा तो सर्कल बनता है. सो सेकेंड पॉइंट यू कैन राइट डाउन. You can take down the varying angular velocity, the varying angular velocity or angular position, you can say angular position of the electron with respect to nucleus with respect to its nucleus is known as azimuthal angle. So please note that what is azimuthal angle. This is a new word you can say. So this is nothing but the angular momentum, angular or angle of revolution. So this is called as azimuthal angle. So why this is? This is because of change in angle of revolution, and it is denoted by phi. It is denoted by phi. So let us see due to this how the ellipse will affect the path of an electron in elliptical path. So let us see. This drawing is very, very important. Consider this is an ellipse. A, B, C, D. This is one of the foci. Here there is nucleus. Here electron is revolving. This is the major axis, length is 2a, and the minor axis it is 2b. So, when this is 2a, so what will be the distance of this? This is a, and this is also a, and this is b, and this is also b, and this a and b is known as semi major axis and semi minor axis. तो मैंने आपको दो चीज बताया. पहला क्या बताया? फर्स्ट वाज चेंज इन रेडियस. So in elliptical path there is always change in radius, so there will be radial moment, radial momentum. It is denoted by PR. And second one, change in angle of revolution, that is denoted by phi. So there will be angular momentum. And it is denoted by P phi. So there will be two types of momentum. First is radial momentum and second is angular momentum. बोर्स मॉडल में क्या था? रेडियल मोमेंटम नहीं था. इसमें रेडियल मोमेंटम के साथ साथ एंगुलर मोमेंटम भी है. ठीक है. अब बोर्स एटॉमिक मॉडल का एक पॉइंट अगर आप रिवाइज करेंगे, इफ यू रिकॉल द पॉइंट्स ऑफ बोर्स एटॉमिक मॉडल, सो व्हाट इज द थर्ड पोस्टुलेट? थर्ड पोस्टुलेट क्या था? कि अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन सर्कुलर पाथ में रिवॉल्व कर रहा है, इफ इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व्स इन सर्कुलर पाथ अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस, then what was the condition? Condition was that कि it will revolve only in those orbits where angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. ये इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व करेगा, लेकिन कौन से ऑर्बिट में करेगा? जहां का एंगुलर मोमेंटम h अपॉन 2 पाई का इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल होगा. दिस वॉज द थर्ड पोस्टुलेट ऑफ बोर्स मॉडल, and Sommerfeld also taken help of this postulate, and he has calculated on the basis of this radial momentum. Radial momentum. So this radial momentum, it is denoted by PA or PR, you can say. So what will be PR? It will be NR into h upon 2 pi. NR into h upon 2 pi, and this NR is known as radial quantum number. Radial quantum number. Let us take it as equation 1. Let us take it equation 1. Okay, you can finish it. Now he has calculated angular momentum as well on the basis of this postulate. So, second one is azimuthal or angular momentum. It is denoted by P phi. So, what will P phi? P phi will be K into H upon 2 pi. K into H upon 2 pi, where K is called azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number, and let us say this equation 2. Let us say this equation 2. Now we have to calculate the total quantum number. So, what will total quantum number? Total quantum number, and it is denoted by n. So, what will be n? N will be addition of radial quantum number and azimuthal quantum number. So, what will be n? N will be nr plus k, nr plus k, where nr is related with semi major axis, and what is the semi major axis? A, and K is related with semi minor axis. K is related with semi minor axis. It is denoted by B. So, total quantum number will be addition of nr plus k, and nr is related with semi major axis and k is related with semi minor axis, and later on he has derived a relation between semi major axis, semi minor axis, radial quantum number and azimuthal quantum number. So, there are 4 variables. What is that? A, B, nr and k. Actually, this derivation is not part of your syllabus, that is why I am not going to derive the equation. So, I think you need to remember this, you have to mug up. There are many things in science you will have to mug up. If you will ask me to derive, so in another lecture I will give a derivation. but this is not part of your syllabus, that is why I am not going to derive the same. So, you can directly write down the relation, that is B upon A is equal to K upon NR plus K, NR plus K. So, this was the derivation done by Mr. Sommerfeld, and details of the same if you will require, then I will give you again. So, this B upon A is equal to K upon N, because NR plus K is nothing but this is the total quantum number, and for time being you need to remember this relation, because this is very very important, or you can say this is the backbone of this Sommerfeld atomic model. For this he has given the formula. With this you can understand how this can be a circle. We will see one by one. We will see one by one. So, for time being you need to remember this equation. This equation is very very important. Okay. Now, we will see different cases with respect to K and see what will be the effect. What will be the effect? You can write down effect of value of K on the shape of orbits of an atom. Effect of value of K on the shape of orbits of the atom. So, whenever you will change the value of K, so orbit shape will change accordingly. So, case first. Case first. What is the case first? K cannot be 0. K cannot be 0. So, why you are telling that K cannot be 0? Because you are having a relation. What is relation? B upon A is equal to K upon N. Suppose if you put a value of K is 0, so what will be this? 0 upon N, and that will be 0. In that case, B is equal to 0. And suppose in this ellipse, when the value of B will be 0, so there will be no minor axis, and that ellipse will convert into a straight line. There will be only major axis, not minor axis, and that is why this ellipse will convert into a straight line, and this straight line is not one of the assumptions of Bohr's as well as Sommerfeld model, and it is always told electron will only revolve in circular or elliptical path, not in straight line. So, this case whenever K will be 0, so B will be 0. So, in that case this straight line proves that it is impossible for an electron to revolve in a straight line. That is why K cannot be 0. If K will be 0, there will be no minor axis, and it fails to explain the postulates of Bohr's as well as Sommerfeld model. So, it is very important. That is why the case first is that k cannot be 0, k should have some value, then you can say electron revolves in either elliptical or circular orbit. Okay? So, this was the case 1. Now, let us see second case. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इस चीज को समझना। आप मैथमेटिकली इसको इजीली समझ सकते हैं कि अगर k का वैल्यू हम 0 करेंगे तो माइनर एक्सिस 0 हो जाएगा, और जब माइनर एक्सिस 0 हो जाएगा तो ये इलिप्स कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा स्ट्रेट लाइन में, और जब ये स्ट्रेट लाइन में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा इसका मतलब है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन सर्कुलर पाथ में ही रिवॉल्व करेगा या इलेक्ट्रिकल पाथ में ही रिवॉल्व करेगा, ये स्ट्रेट लाइन में रिवॉल्व नहीं करेगा, बिकॉज कि इस स्ट्रेट लाइन में कहीं पे भी हम सेंटर नहीं बोल सकते हैं कि यही इसका सेंटर है। और ये जो पोस्टुलेट्स है बोर एटॉमिक मॉडल का और समरफील्ड मॉडल का, उसको ये प्रूव नहीं करता है। दैट्स वाई ये केस k इक्वल टू 0 हो नहीं सकता है। ओके, सेकेंड केस। अब मुझे एक चीज बताइए, इलिप्स जो आपने पढ़ा होगा मैथमेटिक्स में इन द 11th क्लास, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? मेजर एक्सिस, और इसको क्या बोलते हैं? माइनर एक्सिस। सो टेल मी which will be bigger value? Which will be bigger value? Major axis is always greater than minor axis. That's why the shape of ellipse is not a circle. You can see this is a much more distant and this is a lesser distant. So, always major axis is less than that of more than that of minor axis. That is why this shape is elliptical, like Earth. Earth is not circular, Earth is elliptical, because the major axis and minor axis not same. Major axis is always minor greater than minor axis. So, semi major axis will also be greater than semi minor axis. A is called semi major axis and B is called semi minor axis. So, what is the case second? Case second, k is always less than n. K is always less than n or equal to n. How it is? Because we have a relation B upon A is equal to k upon n. So, when B is greater than A, so k is less than that of n, that of n. So you can say k is always less than equal to n. So, this is the second case. This is the second case. And what is the third case? What is the third case? Third case, k is equal to n. K is equal to n. So, if B upon A is equal to k upon n, or k and n are same, so it will be 1. So, A is equal to B. A is equal to B. So, when major axis or semi major axis will be equal to semi minor axis, so this ellipse will be converted into a circle where semi major axis and semi minor axis will be same, and this is nothing but a radius. This is nothing but radius. That's why in the start of the class we have discussed that circle is a special case of elliptical orbit of an atom. So, with that case number 3, it is proven that the circle is one of the special case of this elliptical path of an atom. So, this all the 3 cases very important. very important. So let us brief again and again. बोर्स एटॉमिक मॉडल में क्या था, दो मेन शॉर्टकमिंग था. पहला शॉर्टकमिंग्स क्या था कि उसका जो एटम्स का जो लाइंस है, एक स्पेक्ट्रल लाइंस को अगर किसी मैग्नेटिक फील्ड से अगर गुजारा जाए, क्रॉस किया जाए, तो ये छोटे 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 फाइन स्ट्रक्चर लाइन में बढ़ जाता है, जो कि बोर्स एटॉमिक मॉडल नहीं बताया था. ये किसने बताया था? ये बताया था समरफील्ड ने. और दूसरा क्या था कि बोर्स ने जो बताया था कि एटम हमेशा या इलेक्ट्रॉन हमेशा एटम के न्यूक्लियस के सर्कुलर पाथ में ही रिवॉल्व करता है, ये गलत था. समरफील्ड ने ये बताया कि ये सर्कुलर पाथ एक केस है, बल्कि ऑलवेज वो इलिप्टिकल पाथ में घूमता है. ठीक है, जिसमें कि उसका रेडियल मोमेंटम और एंगुलर मोमेंटम दोनों वहां पे आता है, जिसके कारण हमेशा उसका जो सेंटर है, न्यूक्लियस जो है, वह दोनों के एक फोकस पे रहता है. ठीक है, ये उसका मेन ब्रीफ है. उसका हमने डेरिवेशन भी बताया, उसके बाद तीनों केस बताया. दिस केस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, नाउ let us draw some case of K and N. What is K and what is N? Now it must be clear. First, suppose if n is equal to 4, then value of K will be 1, 2, 3 and 4, because value of K cannot be more than value of N. So we will draw one by one. A, if n is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1. So what will be the shape of orbit? This will be a circle. How it will be? Because b upon a is equal to 1 and b is equal to a, this is nothing but a circle. Case number 2. When n is equal to 2 and k is equal to 1. So what will be? b upon a is equal to 1 upon 2 and a is equal to 2b. A is equal to 2b. So you have to draw an ellipse with this, so that the major axis or semi major axis will be twice of that of semi minor axis. So you will have to draw an ellipse like that. Suppose if this is a major axis and this is minor axis, and this distance will be half of the major axis. So this will be drawing. Okay. In third case, if n is equal to 2 and k is equal to also 2, so it will be again the case of circle which is already drawn. So you can write down here n is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, k is equal to 2. In this you can write k is equal to 1, n is equal to 2. Okay. The next case, if n is equal to 3 and k is equal to 2. So what will be that? b upon a is equal to 2 upon 3 and a will be 1.6 of b. 1.5 of b. So again you have to draw a ellipse in this only. So it will be like this, where the value of A and B will be like that, so that A should be nearly equal to 1.5 B. So this will be the case of K is equal to 2 and N is equal to 3. So likewise you can draw the another case, and I would like to know that can you draw the shape of an atom for this case. You will have to draw this, and whenever you have drawn, you can share the answers in the comments, or whenever your class will resume, I will check out. N is equal to 5 and K is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to draw the shape of the orbit for this value of K and N. So this is one of your assignment. Okay. So actually this is the Sommerfeld atomic model, and there was also some shortcomings of this atomic model. So write down the shortcomings of Sommerfeld atomic model. एक्चुअली जितने भी एटॉमिक मॉडल बने हैं, पहला रदरफोर्ड का कुछ शॉर्टकमिंग था, उसके ऊपर किसने काम किया? बोर ने काम किया. जब बोर एटॉमिक मॉडल में कुछ शॉर्टकमिंग निकला तो उसके ऊपर किसने काम किया? समरफील्ड ने. अब समरफील्ड एटॉमिक मॉडल का भी कुछ शॉर्टकमिंग था. ये शॉर्टकमिंग क्या था पहला आप समझ लीजिए. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, देन यू कैन राइट डाउन. पहला जो शॉर्टकमिंग था वो ये था कि हाँ, ये बात सही है कि जब एटम के सोर्स को मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में डाला जाए या मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अप्लाई किया जाए तो ये डिफरेंट छोटे 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 फाइन लाइंस में बिखर जाते हैं, स्प्लिट हो जाते हैं. ये बात तो उसने बताया, लेकिन उसके इंटेंसिटी के बारे में नहीं बताया कि इसका इंटेंसिटी ठीक है, उसका वेवलेंथ ठीक है, वेवलेंथ सेम रहता है, लेकिन इंटेंसिटी के बारे में उसने कुछ चर्चा नहीं किया, एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया कि उसका जो इंटेंसिटी है उसमें जो वेरिएशन है उसको ऑब्जर्व नहीं किया. तो फर्स्ट शॉर्टकमिंग वाज इट फेल्स टू explain the variation in intensity of fine structural lines when the source of atom is applied with magnetic field. ये पहला शॉर्टकमिंग था. It fails to explain the variation in intensity of the fine structure lines when source of atom is applied with a magnetic field. दूसरा क्या बताया? दूसरा ये बताया कि ये जो सोर्स है, जब ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड से गुजारा जाता है उन्हें क्रॉस पीस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, इट इज स्प्लिट इनटू स्मॉल fine lines, but exact number of the fine lines is not carried out or it is not explained in Sommerfeld atomic model. So you can write it does not explain the exact number of fine lines of an atom, यानी कि उसके एग्जैक्ट नंबर को ये एक्सप्लेन करने में फेल हो गया। तीसरा क्या था? तीसरा जो ड्रॉबैक्स था और शॉर्टकमिंग्स था इस फील्ड का कि इट इज ओनली एप्लीकेबल फॉर हाइड्रोजन लाइक एटम। हाइड्रोजन लाइक एटम, हाइड्रोजन लाइक एटम मीन्स in the hydrogen there is one electron, only one electron revolving around the nucleus. Whenever there is another atom like beryllium or calcium or magnesium where in the outer path there is more than one electron, or you can say multi electron. So this concept was not clear with multi electron atoms. So you can write down, it does not explain the spectrum of multi electron atoms, मल्टी इलेक्ट्रॉन एटम। तो इसका 3 शॉर्ट बैक क्या था, ड्रॉबैक्स क्या था? पहला क्या था कि इसका जो इंटेंसिटी है फाइन स्ट्रक्चर लाइन का, उसमें जो वेरिएशन होता है उसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाया। दूसरा कि एग्जैक्ट नंबर ऑफ फाइन लाइंस कितना होगा व्हेनेवर द सोर्स ऑफ एटम इज पास थ्रू अ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, so exact number of fine lines is not explained. And third one, it is only applicable for hydrogen like atoms where only one electron is revolving around the nucleus, but it is failed to explain the spectrum of multi electron atoms where more than one electron is revolving in the outer part of the nucleus. So these was the 3 shortcomings or drawbacks of this Sommerfeld atomic model. You will write these 3 things and you will get full marks if it is 5 numbers. You have to write this one and you will get full marks. So actually I think this was very clear what was the shortcomings of this atomic model and what is the brief of this model. Okay. So in the next class we will discuss about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and Hund's rule. Okay. So regarding this, you are having any queries, you can ask your queries with your comment and you will get a correct answer. And you can personally call me whenever you are not able to understand any point. So you can call me and I will give your contact number from your college member, you can get from there. Okay. So thank you very much. Okay.